our next guest is a teacher. Can we say where?
Farmersville.
Farmersville Junior
Farmersville
High
Junior
School.
High School.
Yeah. What's the name of it? Is that the name
It's
of it?
called Farmersville Junior High School.
Do you have a high school there too?
We do.
Mm-hmm.
I started teaching before there was a junior high and before there was a high school.
Wow.
We had 7th and 8th graders were at the elementary school, and then we built a separate junior high, and I moved over there when they opened that campus.
And probably betray my age, but when I started at Clovis schools, it was kindergarten through 8th grade as well, and they eventually got a junior high and then a high school, and then it just took off. So what do you teach in specific?
I teach history, both 7th grade world history, 8th grade U.S. history. I have an elective where I get to teach culture through foreign films, which is really fun.
Yeah.
I'm having
Fun
a good
for the
time.
kids. Before we go too far, you're here because you're a candidate for United States Congress.
I am running for Congress, 22nd California, 22nd District.
Now, it used to be Republicans and Democrats, one or the other, they're going to be at the top. But now it's not really by party, it's by the top 2 vote getters, right?
Everybody will be on the same list. There will be the incumbent, there'll be 3 Democrats, there will be a Libertarian, and me. And the top 2 go on to November.
And you, what are you?
I am American Solidarity. However, under the rules of the state of California, if your party is less than about 60,000 members, they say you have no party preference.
No party
well,
preference.
That's a lie. I have a party
You
preference.
have a preference.
I have a preference. I am American Solidarity Party.
I bet they're not going to list that.
Not till we get to 60,000 members.
How many you got now? Is it just you?
No, we're up, I think, in California. We are up, several hundred. We had 1,400 votes, write-in votes for our presidential candidate in California in 2016.
Yeah. Too bad where everybody's kicking themselves that he lost now, huh? I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Now, we have a graph here that shows these parties and stuff like that. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, you can see the Republicans are red and the Democrats are blue. And you've got across the bottom the economic dimension, liberal on the left and conservative on the right, and top to bottom the social identity, where the liberal is at the bottom and conservative at the top. And so we have a niche in the top left where it's economic liberal but social conservative, and we don't think anybody else is addressing that niche. We are in the opposite category from the libertarians.
So, and we don't like to get too political here, by the way. People watch, we're just a get-to-know-you show. But this is fascinating, so I want to know more about that part. So you're opposite of libertarians. Libertarians would probably say government shouldn't pay for everything. Are you saying government should?
Well, okay, so your libertarian would say government should just keep out of things.
All right.
They're fine with everybody having personal liberty, and I think we are more of let's watch out for each other. We're a community. Solidarity is we watch out for each other. We see ourselves as part of the human race, and we are our brother's keeper.
Well, I was thinking of myself as maybe leaning libertarian. I don't need the government for anything. And one of my buddies goes, you want the government to not inspect that parking garage before your kids park in it? And I go, ooh, I see. There is some necessities to government kind of watching over.
We believe that there's a valid role for government, that government does some things better than business. Business does some things better than government. We are not socialists. We believe in private property. We don't believe that the private property should all be gathered into a few hands. We would like to see it distributed among many people who are each taking care of their private things.
Right. Now, you say there's a conservative part of this, too. What would be some examples?
Well, we are what we call whole life, in that we are in favor of life, protecting life, respecting life from conception until natural death. So we're opposed to abortion, we're opposed to assisted suicide, and in between, we think that the community owes it to each other to help each other.
Right.
I don't know is it too political to mention something that Congressman Nunes was part of?
No, please.
Well, he was part of writing the House bill, healthcare bill, and it passed the House but not the Senate.
I see.
But they put a limit on a ceiling what a person could collect from insurance in a lifetime. And with a baby that was born premature, they could hit that ceiling before they ever got out of the hospital.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we consider ourselves more pro-life than the Republicans,
Yeah.
because we say, if we're going to ask a woman to carry a problem pregnancy, we have to be there to help
Right.
when they deliver.
I see this. I don't know if you watch this show with Whoopi Goldberg every day. She says, "Oh no, you should be allowed to kill the baby because no one wants to support it." So, anyway, you're saying
We say let's help support.
In a way,
Let's
should support.
Let's give the mother the help she needs so that she can raise that child and do it well.
Right. So your party can appeal to a lot of people.
I hope so.
Yeah, I mean the conservatives, pro-life people, they're not budging on their issue, and they're not going to accept somebody. Oh, we'll let you slide on that. Now, they want a pro-life person, which is you, and then there's those people who want universal health care, which would be you also.
In the last 20 years in California, the number of no party preference people has doubled.
Right.
From about 11% to about 22% in California.
Right.
And a lot of those are what used to be called pro-life Democrats, and the Democratic Party doesn't seem to want them anymore.
Yeah.
And the Republicans are becoming more and more tight. Stingy might be a word. And so there's people that are saying, wait a minute, let's have a heart. And those two groups together are contributing to our party.
Very good. And then there's a lot of people who've left the Republican Party for certain reasons, that whether they may not like the current president or other reasons like that. And so there's a lot of people out there that just aren't totally identifying with one or the other.
Looking for something new.
And also, you used to almost have to be one or the other if you wanted to vote in a primary. Now you don't need that.
You don't need that.
I didn't get that till this second.
No, it's a perfect time for new parties. Both parties are kind of rethinking who they are.
Yeah.
And so there's an opportunity for a new party. And a new party can win two different ways. You can replace one of the existing parties, or you can come up with a program that the other parties can steal.
And
And
there you go.
if they want to steal our program and implement it, we win.
Yep. There you go. You win anyway, right? And that's one good thing about running for office is you develop ideas, and you go to these candidate forums, you express your ideas, and if you don't get elected, hopefully one of the other candidates heard your ideas and maybe you can run with it.
There is, in both parties, the party discipline is so strong and the dogmas are so tight that there's very little room for creativity in the existing parties.
Right.
Third parties exist for the creativity.
Right.
And we can come up with new ideas, and people can either accept them or they can say, well, I don't like that, and obviously it's a crazy guy who's suggesting it anyway. And so we give them that out. They know ahead of time that if they don't like our ideas, they can write us off. They knew we were crazy to start with. And if they like our ideas, then they can adopt them.
There you go. Now, tell us about the district you're running in. You said your opponent...
22nd.
What do you call it, an incumbent?
The incumbent is Devin Nunes. The district runs from North Fresno down through Clovis, down through Dinuba, Rosie, Visalia, Farmersville, Exeter, Lindsay, Tulare.
Yeah. It's a great area.
It is.
Farmersville, by the way, is such a beautiful place. If you've never been out there, that's on, what's that highway that runs out there?
Well, just north of Farmersville is 198.
198, right? Goes up to Exeter, I think, and so you're pretty
Goes
close.
up into the Three Rivers and the parks.
Okay, I see. Oh, you got to cut off to get to Exeter down.
Yeah, and Farmersville is about 4 or 5 miles this side of Exeter,
Okay.
south of the freeway. And it is a wonderful little town. It's like so many of the towns in our area. It's got a very poor tax base. There's no, for instance, there is no place to buy a carrot, a head of lettuce. You have to go into Exeter or Visalia
To get your fresh
to get that
groceries.
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so it has challenges.
There's a lot of poverty areas in this district. Is that right?
There is very, very high poverty, but wonderful people.
Yeah.
It's I have enjoyed all of my years there.
In What's the town again?
Farmersville.
Farmersville. I was going to say
And
Fireball,
I started teaching there in '77.
Okay.
Taught for 6 years, and then I took a year leave of absence to go to South America. It took me 25 years to get back to Farmersville.
Wow.
I've got kids in my class right now, and I remember their grandparents when they were in my classes.
I'll be darned. Now, you did some missionary type of work in South America?
In Colombia, I was teaching school on a mission center.
How long did you do that?
I did 9 years.
9 years. So you went for a year.
Yeah,
and
but I
you
loved
stayed
it.
for 9
I
years.
loved it.
Now, how's your Spanish?
Más o menos.
Yeah, but you had to speak some of that in South America, I imagine.
My students were English-speaking, some Europeans, but all of our neighbors were Spanish.
Yeah.
And even when I showed up in Farmersville in '77 with 2 years of college Spanish, that was more Spanish than any other teacher on the faculty, and they put me teaching the Spanish or elective.
Wow.
So
tell us about your, we're going to run out of time in a while here, but tell us about your campaign and how you expect to get elected.
Well, we're building a party, and it would be wonderful to get elected. I will, if I don't get elected, I'll teach till I'm 75.
Yeah.
If I do get elected, I'll go do that. I'm having fun teaching. But we think that this party has a future.
And it's important to get on the ballot.
It's important to get on the ballot.
And start getting votes for the party. Then.
You build a party by running candidates. And so you get in and you do whatever you can. I'm a full-time teacher and a part-time candidate. So you do what you can with what you've got, and you wait for God to bless it.
Now, you're a reasonable guy. We can tell you're not one of the crazy guys running. So if somebody says, wow, this is a guy's a breath of fresh air, I want to get involved. Where can they start?
Well, they can contact me through my website, or I'm available, and I would love to talk to people that I've got a Facebook page. I would love to talk to people that are interested in what we're doing and would love to be a part of it.
And it's Carroll, Carroll, as in Brian Carroll. Carroll, CA for California, I guess, 22, which
That's
is the
district. Yeah.
Carroll22.com, Carroll, CA22.com. And it's a Facebook kind of similar theme?
Yes, it's got my name, Brian T. Carroll for Congress.
Okay.
And it's kind of ironic. I realized recently that California 22 and Catch 22 kind of have a,
little.
So I'm having fun, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah. Brian Carroll, he's a good guy. Listen to him, you guys. Call him up or look him up, and maybe he'll get you some flyers to deliver door to door. Or you can make your own and deliver them door to door. Here's another candidate. Here's an option. We invite the incumbent. I'm going to invite him right now. Incumbent, you're invited to come on the show. So I've done it.
If you see him, we'll all be surprised.
Well, you know what they say. You've never made it till you've been on internet TV in Fresno, right? But this show's watched all through. We get a lot of viewers from Visalia. I don't know why. Some Exeter, Woodlake, and Farmersville, Ivanhoe. Are there people in Ivanhoe?
Yeah. Actually, I taught 6 years at the elementary in Ivanhoe.
Ivanhoe.
But when I came back from South America, the opening that I left in Farmersville wasn't there, so I taught in Ivanhoe for a while.
Ivanhoe, very good. Any last thing you want our viewers to know that they should know about you?
Well, remember the American Solidarity Party, and there's a lot of good candidates in this race, and I realize that each one appeals to a different segment, and I think we've got our segment, and I invite, if you consider yourself in that segment, come join us. Very good. Brian T. Carroll is running for United States Congress, District 22. Go to his website, Carroll, Carroll, CA22.com. And if you forget or you want to reach him, call me. I'll give you his direct phone number if you want. One vote at a time. We'll be back with more Mike and Athena Live right after this.